Alright, so we're just sitting over here in this beautiful little alcove here. Next to these nice sprawling mountains. Chopping up some bait. Doing our mid-soak chores. This is our last day fishing, so I'm just chopping up our extra bait, our fresh herring that we got the other night, salting it down in totes to preserve it until the next trip. Also chopping up this octo too, throwing them in there. But yeah, take a look at these mountains. They are steep. I hope that the GoPro can kind of pick up the depth. I know it's not always the best, but it's quite beautiful here. Nice day, nice and overcast, so I'm not cooking this time, which is nice. Winds are light. Yeah, pretty nice out here. So we'll continue on here, keep chopping. It's got about a tote left to do, so not too much. Smells like the ocean. So I'm just chopping these all two pieces, even the big ones. The salt will shrink them down quite a bit, so I want them easy enough to bait. I like to take off this extra skin on these octopus legs. Well, you can cut them, but it's kind of hard to, number one, and number two, when they come back from the soak, the skin likes to wrap up around the hooks, and it's kind of annoying. Wrap up around the gannion. I just trim it off some. Works pretty good with this big knife. Just kind of like skinning a fish. Trim off that end tentacle because it's too small to bother with. This is a pretty big octopus. He must have been around 80 pounds. Maybe not that big, 50 pounds. But those suction cups are really big. Not up to the top that I don't want it to be. It gets too heavy and starts crushing the totes beneath it, so that's where we'll stop on that one. just overhauling, well, repairing / overhauling these hooks that have been caught in either the roller or were just damaged from before. So I pull off any leaders that have a chafe in them, because when they end up like this one, that little weak spot, that'll lose the fish. Or like if a skate gets on it, you gotta haul them up to the roller and that'll just break, and then you lose a 80-cent hook. So either way, you gotta get rid of it. You're losing money if you're breaking off hooks. So there's that, and there's also up here where the hook goes into the eye, or the ganion goes into the eye of the hook, gets chafed over time, so you gotta be wary of that. Like that. It's about less than half the thickness left of that ganion, so that'll break off pretty soon. So yeah, the rest of these, a couple of them are annoying snaps that are really prone to like popping out of their actual mechanism there, so I'm weeding them out because they really annoy me while setting out. Huh, Dad?
It's true.
Caused me to get gaps in my line, and I don't like that.
Mm-hmm. I think a whole bunch of these came from Ron and Wes.
Yeah, is that where they came from?
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of curious.
A lot of those original ones did.
Mm-hmm.
I remember they had some in there that were really, really stiff, like heavy gauge wire.
I think we have one of those in our set.
Are like impossible to use. I don't know if they were using them on their long lining. They must have been. Well, I'm bored.
Yep. So we only did 2 sets today. Like I said earlier, we're calling this our last day, so gonna keep it kind of a short day.
Got a long run home, a little bit of weather coming in, so didn't want to get caught by it. Too bad you can't like easily refurbish these, but
yeah, it's pretty tough too.
Short of having like a die to press the nose in. The newer ones are much nicer. So these are a bull nose. You can see the curve right there, so that goes around the line nicely. But a lot of these old ones are just a kind of a V bend, and they don't clamp as good. A lot of times they just kind of like a little bit and they'll pop off, and yeah. These ones here are real nice with the swivel. These are all ones that we've purchased.
So if you guys were wondering, each rig or leader is about $2. The hook is about 80 cents. The snap is $1, and the leader itself is about 25 cents, I think we figured. So yeah, I'll carry on here. Keep on keeping on. Hurry up and wait for these sets to soak and go and haul pretty soon.